Bush's plan for the guest worker program and immigration reform, it's all lies, and it's about greed. We have good laws on the books, but Bush refuses to enforce them. We have guest worker programs. We've all heard of visas, green cards, H-1B visas. In fact, many of us have been impacted by them and the flood of immigrants into this country who are willing to work for less than Americans will work for. There's a reason for that. As Americans, we have expenses related to childcare, education, our homes, our cars. There's a certain standard of living that we want everyone to have access to. What Bush's plan is it's about creating this endless pool of cheap labor with no benefits, with the only beneficiary being the large corporations. This will destabilize the middle class, the current income and wage benefit structure that we have in place. It will undermine our unions. It will basically make the rich richer at the expense of the poor and the middle class in this country. Bush wants this guest worker program that has a 3-year touchback. In other words, every 3 years they have to go back to Mexico and come back again. So that denies them the ability to gain any seniority, to unionize. If they do unionize, it ensures that the union won't be long lasting. A better way to approach this is, why don't Americans want the jobs that Bush says we don't want? Well, the biggest reason is these jobs pay less than minimum wage or at minimum wage. They carry a high risk of injury. They have no health care. They're remote jobs often, to where there's transportation expense involved. And the way that the system is set up now, the taxpayers pay for what the illegal immigrants don't earn. We have programs that subsidize their housing, their health care. We give them food stamps, and now we're giving them Social Security. If Americans had better access or more access to these things, then Americans might be able to afford to take these jobs. But you can't work for $7 an hour at a job where it's almost guaranteed you'll be hurt with no health care coverage. That just don't make sense, and Americans aren't going to do it. The Bush plan's just a bad idea. It'll send incomes and wages spiraling into a shithole, and nobody wins.